If I were to stop you on the street and offer you $30 right now or $50 after 6 months, what would you choose? Most of you probably chose the $30 right now. It turns out that this seemingly unimportant question hides a deeper meaning about the way you think and operate, and in fact can say a lot about you and your future success in planning and realizing your goals. What do I mean by that? Well, in the pursuit of a given goal, however big or small, the ability to resist temptation now to get something you want later is something that is required. Go to bed early to feel rested in the morning. Study today for more college choices next year. Work now for the vacation next summer. Give up ice cream this month so you look better the next. But if you're like me, you'll notice that most of the time we actually pick the immediate, smaller reward rather than the larger, delayed one. We pick up the phone and scroll through reels, the smaller immediate reward, rather than focus on deep work or studying. We eat the cookie, which provides us with instant pleasure, rather than sticking to our diet, which will benefit us greatly in the long run. But why is this? Why do we make choices today that our future self would prefer not to have made, despite knowing the same information? Well, as the human brain is good at many things, discounting the future is one of them. When given two similar rewards, humans show preference for one that arrives sooner rather than later. In an experiment, participants were given a choice to take $50 now or $100 a year from now. Most of the participants took the immediate $50. In a similar study, extremely thirsty subjects were asked if they would prefer juice right now or 2 times the amount in 5 minutes. 60% of the subjects picked the first option and got their reward immediately. This phenomenon is called delayed discounting. These studies show preference and inclination of the human nature towards seeking immediate while also discounting future rewards. To make things worse, our current way of living doesn't help and makes the situation even trickier. We can see that our way of living has changed dramatically in the last 10 to 15 years, and with it, so did our brains. In a meta-analysis, the relationship between delayed discounting and internet addiction was studied. They reviewed subjects with and without internet addiction and measured the level of which they discounted the future and valued immediate rewards. What was found is that the delayed discounting rate of the internet addiction group was steeper and they showed greater impulsivity. People with internet addiction tend to pursue immediate experiences, and this could be a direct effect from the way the internet operates. We get instant click satisfaction 24/7. There are countless videos to watch and articles to read, without the need to wait or think ahead for future rewards. The internet unintentionally has amplified the rate at which we discount future rewards and seek immediate ones. It encourages us to non-planning impulsivity that prevents us from achieving potentially greater rewards available after a longer waiting time. If it was hard to stick to delayed rewards before, then the internet made things worse in some regard. But what will happen if, let's say, you possess the ability to stop discounting the future and really focus on bigger delayed rewards? Well, the opposite of delayed discounting was also discovered. People who delay their gratification tend to perform better in life. It was the famous Marshmallow Experiment. In the study, researchers gathered a bunch of preschoolers and offered them a marshmallow. Then the researchers had to unexpectedly leave the room for 15 minutes to take care of an important task. They told the kids if they didn't eat the marshmallow by the time they got back, they can have 2 of them. Some of the kids didn't resist the temptation, gave in and ate the marshmallow. Others used all of their willpower to try and resist the urge, and some covered their eyes and ears and devised their own games so they won't be tempted. What they found out is that the children who resisted and got their second marshmallow were better off when they got older. For example, those who delayed longer in preschool were rated as more likely to exhibit self-control in frustrating situations, less likely to yield to temptation, more intelligent and less destructible when trying to concentrate. And this confirms what we already somewhat knew. Most of the time, slightly bigger delayed rewards are worth more than smaller immediate ones. So, what can we do to actually achieve those delayed rewards while resisting the temptations of immediate ones? Well, as a starter, knowing the human nature and its relation to delayed discounting is very helpful. When you're tempted with a smaller reward, like watching a TV series episode for example, or larger delayed one, like going to the gym, picking the former would seem like a good idea as our nature suggests, but knowing that your future self would really appreciate picking the delayed reward can help with the right choice. Practice viewing the rewards from a future standpoint instead of discounting the value just because they're not immediate. Second, be mindful of how you use the internet. The internet in and of itself is not a bad thing that we should avoid, because I think it does more good than harm. What we should do is exercise more self-control and lower our impulsivity while using it. It is no coincidence that the higher delayed discounting rates were found in the internet addiction, because of the instant nature of the internet itself. So if you catch yourself mindlessly watching videos that you didn't intentionally search to watch, or if you're checking your phone every few minutes or every time you're bored, then you might be training your brain for impulsivity. I would suggest you limit your usage of the internet for a period of time and use it more of a tool than a reward. And lastly, if we get back to the marshmallow experiment, some of the kids actually found an answer for the discounting problem on their own. They devised games, songs, some covered their eyes, they talked to themselves and did anything to get their minds off of the reward. They reduced the immediate temptation, which enabled them to resist the smaller reward, wait, and have their second delicious marshmallow later. In the experiment, it was found that when no cognitive and attentional strategies were used, delay was more difficult when the kids were exposed to the reward. It is a good idea to design your environment where you can minimize the possibility of you discounting the future and going for the immediate reward. So if you go to the gym and you know that if you don't drink Coke or eat cookies, you're going to increase your future progress, then simply removing the temptation by hiding them from plain sight or not buying them at all will likely help you delay your instant gratification and earn you that second delicious marshmallow. If you find yourself lacking the patience or ability to wait and receive larger rewards, if you find yourself impulsively picking immediate rewards that only benefit you in the short term and damage your long-term potential, these 3 tips will be a good starting point to help you achieve the things you want. And this last tip is also one of the best ways to develop new habits easily. Environment plays a huge role in deciding if we develop good or bad habits. So if any of you are interested in learning the science and actual ways to build habits for good, you can check this 16-minute video that will teach you everything you need to know from start to finish about habits. It's inspired from the book Atomic Habits and it is filled with important information. I really hope these videos help. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.